The UK is just one of 5 countries in the world where commercial greyhound racing is legal. That might be about to change, though.
The Welsh Government has announced plans to ban the sport as soon as practically possible due to animal welfare concerns. Our reporter Iolo Chung has the story.
It's the only greyhound racing track left in Wales, and it may not be for much longer. Tuesday, the Welsh Government came out to the traps with their intention to ban the sport and said it may even happen before next year's Senedd elections. At Ystrad, the announcement has come as a huge shock.
Total shock, because we was led to believe it would be happening in the spring. There's 30 staff that we got here, not one bit of sense have been given to us, nothing at all off the Welsh Assembly. It's a total disgrace.
Greyhound owners insist that animal welfare is at the forefront of what they do.
They have a vet on site with his own veterinary surgery here, which is just fantastic. They have the best possible care. They probably get better looked after than my dog does indoors in terms of diet, in terms of regular vet checks, in terms of regular health checks. There's a physio program in place in the kennels where the dogs are. It's just incredible.
This type of greyhound racing in the UK has a history stretching back to the 1920s. Over the last century, there have been dozens of venues in Wales that have hosted races such as this. Now, it could be the first place in the UK to ban them. Here at Greyhound Rescue Wales near Ammanford, they specialise in rehabilitating ex-racing greyhounds. The ban is something they have long called for.
We think it's a positive thing, the ban. We were prepared for it, so it wasn't a massive shock to us. I think now we're looking forward to the future of working with other rescues to make sure all the dogs are safe and well cared for.
The Deputy Minister for Climate Change and Rural Affairs, Ranka Davies, has said that with cross-party support, the ban will be in place as soon as practically possible. For the sport in Wales, then, it appears that its race could finally be run. Iolo Chung, BBC News.
We are joined by Alex Nyland, who's chair of the animal welfare charity Almost Home Dog Rescue. And we've also got Dave on the sofa. Hello, Dave. We're not going to be talking to you, but you are here to look after Seb and Sophie. Because just in case they want to leave or anything like that, you're going to be in charge of them.
Correct.
Thank you for doing that. Now, Seb and Sophie were rehabilitated by the charity with dog handler Dave. Morning.
Morning.
What do you make of this potential ban?
Well, it is a ban. It's going to be a ban in Wales. It's phenomenal for us. Very joyful news announced at the Senedd on Tuesday after 3-4 years of campaigning.
So what is... tell us, because I think most people have heard how greyhounds can be treated.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, I don't know how much they know during the racing, but it's after. It's when they're abandoned or destroyed, killed, because they're of no longer of any use. What do you see when, you're rescuing greyhounds? So,
there's a phenomenal amount of greyhounds that are already in rescue. And obviously, we have been rehoming greyhounds for about 8 years now. Nearly 300 for a very, very small rescue like ourselves. There are some very, very bigger rescues around the UK that are also full of greyhounds needing homes. So what we have seen is that the dogs will come to us in different states in terms of their behaviour or their mental state or their physical state. So there is a big bandwidth between how they come to us. Some are unaffected by the industry, some are hugely affected psychologically, mentally and physically by the industry.
I'm just looking at the words from the Greyhound Board of Great Britain. This is Mark Bird, who's the CEO. Amongst other things, he says, greyhound safety is the highest priority on its licensed tracks. Safety measures in place include ensuring an independent veterinary surgeon is present at all tracks, quarterly visits by track safety experts, robust weather extremes policy, which ensures no greyhound races in conditions which are too hot or too cold. That's in amongst some of the things he's saying. They're saying they go to great lengths to ensure that the dogs are kept safe and well.
Yeah, they would say that. The Greyhound Board of Great Britain is self-regulating. We would dispute a lot of that information that is supplied by Mark. Fundamentally, we believe that greyhounds should not be used for entertainment, pleasure, and for the gambling industry.
Sorry, just to ask, because if I accept that you're saying they're self-regulated, greyhounds or dogs are not used for entertainment? Because we have crafts and we have, like, shows, you know, where they're jumping over things and performing.
Enjoying themselves.
Yeah. Well, there's the rub, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you say they're enjoying themselves there, and you see dogs rewarded, but greyhounds, don't they race? You know, look at the way they're built. You know, people and I get the concerns. They're athletic and they race. Don't they enjoy running?
They do enjoy running, Nagra, and you've just hit the nail on the head with that. They enjoy running. They're built for speed. Their DNA is that they do like to chase. So, you know, from centuries ago, that has been exploited. Their prey drive and their speed, which is 45 miles an hour, has been exploited for an industry.
I just think it's difficult, isn't it, to kind of... Well, you can explain to me why you'd exploit a dog that enjoys running, why you're exploiting a greyhound, whereas you're not exploiting a collie, for example, who loves to herd, or a dog that loves to do tricks and be rewarded. I don't understand. Explain the difference. Yeah.
So you said greyhounds like to run. We would agree with that. They love to run, and as part of the rehabilitation, a greyhound, we would say, you know, needs a couple of walks a day, 20-minute walks a day, but they're affectionately known as 45-mile-an-hour couch potatoes. They're quite lazy. They're very lazy dogs. Yes. They want to run, but not all greyhounds, and I would say probably predominantly most greyhounds don't want to race, because that regime of from puppies being trained, being tattooed in their ears. Both of these dogs have tattoos in each ear, so they're tattooed in the litter, and then from that stage they are taught to chase something small, furry and fast. There is no puppyhood. There's no kind of owner-puppy relationship. It is right from puppyhood straight through to the track, maybe at 12 months old.
So take us through who's who here. So the black and white.
Black and white is male, and that's Seb, and Sophie, female.
And what's their story? Sophie. So what's Sophie's story?
So they're both 11 years old. There's a few months between them.
They're elderly. They're
elderly
now.
dogs. Yeah. Which is why they sat down.
And what's the story? What happened?
So they were bred in Ireland, and Irish greyhounds are tattooed in both ears. English-bred greyhounds are tattooed just in one ear. So these were bred in Ireland, and Sophie raced, I believe, 8 times and won 2. But then was used for breeding for 2 or 3 litters. So she went on to have 9 pups, all of which that went into the race.
Into your care?
She was moved into our rescue from the racetrack.
Do you mean someone handed her over? I don't understand.
The exact details of how she ended up where she did end up, which was a rescue in Ireland, and then came over to us, are unknown. But she came to us about 5 years ago.
Beautiful dogs. I mean, and they're so calm here in the studio.
Yeah.
They really are.
Seb's Irish as well, and was raced in Ireland, raced about 27 times, won a few, and then was moved away from Ireland and raced at Perry Bar in Birmingham, which I believe is a track in England that is at risk of closure.
It's been lovely seeing you both here. Lovely seeing the dogs. Dave, I hope if people joined us during the midway through that conversation.
We weren't ignoring
Dave was never intending to speak, so we haven't been rude to you. You're happy to be here and look after the dogs.
That's my purpose.
Thank you.
Nice to see you both
Can I
here.
just say one thing? The purpose we wanted to race really was that these dogs are going to be available for adoption. Not these 2, but there are going to be lots of dogs available for adoption this coming year because of the ban in Wales. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex, chair of the animal welfare charity Almost Home Dog Rescue, based in North Wales. Thank you.